Namaskar to all. Bangalore has long been recognized as the nerve center of India's space ecosystem. Home to the headquarters of ISRO, major ISRO centers, defense space agencies, and a rapidly expanding private space tech industry. In this context, Karnataka is taking a major step forward by becoming the first state in India to establish a dedicated center of excellence for space technology, aimed at accelerating innovation, startup growth, commercialization, and next generation applications in AI, robotics, space data centers, climate monitoring, and disaster management. As India opens its space sector to private participation and seeks a large share in the global space economy, the state is positioning itself at the forefront of this transformation, strengthening its role as a key hub for the country's emerging space tech ecosystem. In this background, I am Dr. Anubha Jain with ETV Bharat. And today we are joined by DS Govindrajan, Director, CoE Space Tech Foundation, to discuss Karnataka's space tech vision, the growing role of private industry, and how the state aims to emerge as a global hub for future space innovation. Welcome to ETV, sir.
Thank you, Anubha. Pleasure to be with you.
Right. So, sir, first we would like to know Karnataka is already home to major national space institutions. So, what gap did the state identity, that led to the creation of India's first state-led center of excellence for space technology? Could you elaborate the key features and functions of the COE?
Certainly, just to answer that question directly, maybe I'll tell you that Bangalore, as you know, that is headquarters for ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, which is in fact synonymous to space in the country. And ISRO also has got many space centers in Bangalore. Besides, Defense Space Agency has got its headquarters in Bangalore. Many aerospace and defense establishments are there in Bangalore. Plus, many startups are also there in Bangalore. So you have a very good ecosystem in Bangalore for the space thing. The country came out with the reforms in 2020 to open up the space sector for non-government enterprises. So, to strengthen the space ecosystem, government has allowed the non-government, that is private players, to do all the space-related activities. And they also came out with the space policy in 2023. Taking this cue, always Karnataka takes the leadership role. So they wanted to come out with their own space policy. Karnataka also has come out with its own space policy last year, and also has taken the initiative to set up Center of Excellence for Space Technology in the country. This is the first state government to set up that CoE for Space Tech in Bangalore. So Karnataka Innovation and Technology Society under the Department of IT/BT in Bangalore has signed an MOA with Satcom Industry Association to implement this CoE for the next at least 5 years. As a consequence of that, CoE Space Tech Foundation has been established, so which takes care in implementing this CoE. The main features, to answer your question, yes, is to support and strengthen the space ecosystem that is already in existence in Karnataka. Karnataka, as I mentioned, that has already taken the leadership role. So our job is to strengthen that and bring Karnataka at the forefront of national and global space hub.
Right. So, sir, how does this organization plan to complement ISRO's work while also creating opportunities for private sector innovation and commercialization?
As I mentioned that in India, space and ISRO go together. They are synonymous. ISRO has been doing marvelous work and they continue to do that. And CoE, obviously, if they want to perform any support activities in space sector in the country, we will definitely work very closely with ISRO, complement their efforts to advance the national ambitions to increase the space economy from whatever it is. And now it is approximately 2% of the global space economy to 10% global space economy. And in that, Karnataka also has got ambitious plan to contribute at least 50% or nearly 50% of the nation's space economy. So to achieve this, we definitely have to work with everybody and more so with ISRO very closely.
Exactly, right. So the COE plans to focus on applications ranging, as I mentioned earlier, also agriculture, disaster management, and climate monitoring. So which among space robotics, manufacturing, remote sensing, and space data center do you believe could emerge as a major growth engines for the state over the next decade?
Certainly. See, if, if you see, we have given a theme for this COE as space tech for societal impact. That means we greatly believe that whatever we do should have an impact on the society, and we have to solve societal challenges and real applications. So, besides the agriculture, climate change, urban development, urban planning, disaster management, even security and surveillance, which are very important for the nation's needs, we also focus on emerging applications. Though there are a lot of works going on globally, in India, at least as far as I am concerned, it's still emerging. Like whatever you have mentioned, in space manufacturing, microgravity experimentation, space robotics, space data centers, they're all emerging. So we also would like to focus because they're the ones which contribute in the long term. Meaning we definitely will work on the short term needs and also prepare ourselves for the long term needs.
Yeah, right. So we have seen that India's private sector is expanding rapidly after recent policy reforms. So how do you see Karnataka positioning itself as a competitive global space tech hub? And what role, will the COE play in strengthening state's long-term space ecosystem?
You know, before even reforms or before the national space policy came, there were quite a few startups in existence. Probably maybe about 10 odd startups were there which are doing well now. Immediately after the government announced the space policy and the reforms, you can now say nearly 400 plus space tech startups are there in the country, and majority of them are there in Karnataka and in Bangalore. So we definitely would like to support that private companies which are operating in the state to begin with, in all respects, in their product development, whatever skills they need, even the skill development, facilities and infrastructure creation. And we also would like to focus on international collaboration so that the knowledge exchange will happen between Indian private companies and the international private companies, things like that. Because space is becoming more and more global, so we need to focus and concentrate on the collaboration.
Exactly. Collaboration is very vital for this at this moment of
Yes.
time. So, in my next question, I want to know start incubation appears to be a major pillar of the initiative. So, what kind of support ecosystem like funding, infrastructure, industry access? So, will the COE provide to emerging space tech startups? Additionally, how this Anant technology is contributing to strengthening and providing support to startups?
Sure. In fact, if you see or if anybody sees, we are not talking anything different. All these seven pillars on which we want to focus on, they're all same thing. But what we want to do differentiately is to do the same thing differently. So we would
Right.
like to differentiate ourselves to do certain things differently and startup incubation center. We are already planning to come out with our own guidelines, and we will definitely have a cohort of few space tech startups who actually focus on applications that will have impact on the society, that will really solve certain societal challenges. And after having that program for about 11 months or a year, we will not leave them. So we will continue to hold the space tech startups and carry forward in their product development, funding, market access, and as I mentioned, because of our initiative to have international collaboration, give the market access to overseas companies. So Anant Technologies is one of the leading private companies housed in Bangalore. They have got excellent state of the art test facilities where CoE Space Tech is located down, which will give enormous strength to the startups who will get incubated there to access to all those test facilities, to access to all the validation and mentorship, which will only advance their ambitions to scale up quickly.
Sir, in continuation to this, I want to know talent development is a major focus area. So, how does COE plan to build a skilled workforce capable of supporting India's rapidly growing private space economy?
That's a good question because I greatly believe that education, skill development is very important, especially if the country wants to grow from whatever the present $8 to $10 billion economy to $100 billion economy in about a few years by 2047. So important is to develop the skill and provide the education. So we have a plan to conduct the training programs, conduct a customized education program, and identify the gaps that exist in skill with the engineering graduates and the needs of the industry. We identify that and we will customize skill development programs so that the graduates who come out will have necessary skills to work in private enterprises. So we will give a lot of importance to training and education and skill development also. Also, it's very important. We also would like to have space awareness program for school children. So if we, depending upon their age and interest, we will actually formulate the program such a way that they will show interest to learn now as they move to 12th standard, for example, before graduation. They should have enough interest and passion to take up the space tech courses for their engineering degree. That way, when they come out of the degree, definitely they will be more passionate and also more innovative to work in the space ecosystem. So, thanks for that question. So, we definitely focus on that.
Right, right. So, could you elaborate, slightly changing the angle of this piece? Could you elaborate on the practical problems the satellites are expected to solve for citizens and industries?
Maybe it is a little repetitive, yes. So as I mentioned that our focus is on space tech for societal impact. So we will give greater importance for applications. It is very important to launch satellites, manufacture and launch satellites, but it is more important to utilize that technology for various applications on Earth. So, wherever we actually work with the private companies, we will definitely focus on the societal applications. Before that, we will identify the needs of the state and actually tailor some of the courses what we do, which will solve the practical applications on Earth. In this connection, I also can tell you that we would like to work in a collaborative manner. It's not that what we think would be the correct. So we will work with academia, institutions, government, and all the stakeholders concerned to understand the needs and try to implement that.
Okay, right. And lastly, sir, how will COE help researchers convert promising technologies into viable commercial products and services?
Wonderful. In fact, as a long-term strategy, we definitely would like to support and work with the institutions and the industry who are working on research and innovation. So we have already have plans and signed some MOU also with the leading institution who are working on the research aspects in the space biomanufacturing area. So we would like to work with them on a long-term goal and also set up CoE clusters. So that will definitely have an impact because there will be a greater focus on identified subject whenever we work with the institutions who actually focus on innovation and research.
Right.
Again, in the field of research and innovation, we will give emphasis for collaboration, overseas collaboration, and we will have exchange programs such that it will benefit both. We understand each other and also help each other. And we also plan to come out with research papers, probably some of the patents for the Indian researchers. So that way we'll continue to support them. So basically, all the questions, whatever you asked, are highly relevant both for short-term goals and also long-term goals, which are more important for the state and for the country.
Right, sir. Thank you so much, Dr. Mr. Govindarajan, for speaking with ETV Bharat Karnataka and sharing such insightful information with us into Karnataka's evolving space tech vision. So, from AI-driven applications in space robotics to satellite-based governance solutions and startup incubation, the Center of Excellence represents a major step towards strengthening India's private space ecosystem and expanding the societal impact of space technology. With this, this is Dr. Anubha Jain from ETV Bharat, Karnataka, signing off. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Anubha. I really appreciate the initiative you have taken in spreading this space tech CoE to the people. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks so much.
Thank you.